Non puedo varan. Mama oyata e adere. Hebai
Waiting for your
oye
response.
hindam
Everybody is
adagodak
present in the
prashna
session.
unat.
Okay, now let's start. Let's continue the topic. Till now, we have already covered the topic related to the encoding and decoding. Now, suppose I want to know there is another command which will help you to find out the display 10 nearest airports to any particular city. Suppose you want to know any near 10 nearest airport related to any the nearby airport or the airport code which you wanted to know. Suppose I want to know DAC column CMB is the city code. I want to know that which all the 10 nearest airport nearby this city or then this nearby airport code. Okay, so what I'll do, I type DAC and then the 3-letter city code followed by this /n. What will happen? This will help me to find out the nearest airport from the city Colombo. Now, do you see? These are the different airports which are nearby the Colombo city. So now, what is the use of this command? Suppose a passenger who is not residing in Colombo city. Now he is residing to any of the part of the city. He said that, tell me, is there any city airport which is near to the Colombo? Which so that I can understand that I can get the airport from that flight, or that any of the operating flights are running apart from the Colombo city. That will help you this command DAC and the city code and then /n. /n will help you to find out the nearest airport. Okay. Okay. Is that clear to everyone? CMB and then N. N will help you to find out the nearest airport. All right. Apart from this, there are other commands which will help you to find out the decoding city code and the airport name, everything. Okay. Now let's move to the next part of the topic, which is date and time conversion. So you want to know the date and time conversion. Suppose you are sitting in a city which is Colombo. Okay. Now there is a passenger who is calling from London. Now passenger said to me that call me in the morning. Okay, as per London time, call me in the morning. Now, how do you find out that if there is a morning in London, so what exactly time would be in Colombo? So how would you find out the time difference? How would you find out the exact time of a particular city? So all those information will be received through this command. The first command which is given, if you want to know the current time and of any particular city, that will be done through this DD command. Okay, what is the command that will help you to find out the uh, um, current date and time of any particular city? DD, and let's find out LHR or LON is the city code. I want to know the current time of any London city. Now do it here. The moment I do here, now tell me what is the current time in London city. Tell me. 10:22 a.m. is the time for currently as per the London time. Now, how does this system calculate the 10:22 is the system will pick out through this office ID. This office ID is situated in the Colombo. That means this city start code from CMB, that means the Colombo city. And the moment I this city code, this will help you and this will display you the current time of that particular city. Now, if I want to know the local time of Singapore, what exactly the Singapore time would be. So now what is the command that I'll use? Tell me. DDSIN. This will help you and this will display you the Singapore local time. Now tell me what is the Singapore time currently is now what exactly the time is 18:23. Very nice. Now, do you notice one more thing here? Singapore is 2 hours 30 minutes later. What does it mean by later? Later means it's an ahead time. So whatever the time is in Colombo, that is it's 2 hours 30 minutes later on. That means it's ahead from Colombo. Suppose Colombo is having 4 o'clock, so in Singapore it's 4:6:23. Okay, that is the reason it says as in later. Now, if I scroll up above, that means shows London is 5 hours 30 minutes earlier, which means behind the Colombo. So Colombo time is 4 o'clock. So if I reduce 5 hours 30 minutes later on, that means it's a 10:22 a.m. Okay, is that clear to everyone? What does it mean by earlier and what does it mean by later? Later means ahead of the city and earlier means behind the city time. Okay, is that clear to everyone? All right. Now there is a question rises here. Let me see what is the question. Let me see. Okay, so somebody asked me a question. Okay, Aarti asked that if in India is 5 a.m., then in Singapore time is 7:30 p.m. Yes, that's correct. So now if you want, suppose you are getting confused that what exactly the time in Singapore if India has in
Recording in progress.
23rd of June. Can anyone tell me what will be the day on 23rd of June 2023? What will you do? You go to the calendar, then you see the date, then you open the date, month, date, and then find out the day. Now, the DD command will help you to find out the day, exact day by entering DD and the date, whatever the date that you are referring, and it will give you the day of 23rd June. Tell me, what is the day on 23rd of June? Friday. So that will be Friday. Okay, so this will also help you to find out the day for any particular date. Now, there is one more use of DD command. Suppose customer gave you a date that this is the day, and I want to return back within 30 days or 20 days from my onward travel. And my onward travel date is 23rd of June. So how would you calculate 20 or 22 days? So that's another, there is a way which is very common, which you go to calendar, then you calculate on your fingers, and then you give you the answer. So that might be an wrong answer as well, because it's a human error comes up. So to avoid the human error, there is a command which will help you. DD, let's try and understand the date. Onward travel date is 23rd of May. Now I want to be returned back on, just add 22 days later. Okay, so this will give you the exact date. If you add 22 days from 23rd day, that means if you add this, then the day is 14th of June. That's the result. Now, what will be the day on 14th June? Can anyone tell me? That's the Wednesday. All right. Is that clear to everyone? The use of DD command. Okay. Now, it will not only add, it will also help you to subtract the days. Okay. Now, if you want to reduce the day from any specified date, so that also can be done by entering, suppose there is a date 23rd of May. Now you want to know that, can you just tell me, just reduce 22 days from the 23rd of May. So how would you reduce that one? Put a minus sign and enter. So it will tell you that, okay, 1st of May is lesser than the 23rd of May. So this will help you to reduce, add, and get you the exact day. All right. All right. Is there any confusion related to DD command? Now there is another help command which is used, DF. DF will be used to do any kind of mathematical calculation, not any kind, all the arithmetic calculations. Suppose you want to add, subtract, multiply, divide, all those four mathematical calculations which will be generally used for the travel agents, that can also be done on calculator. Apart from the calculator, Amadeus also provides you to do this all four commands, four arithmetic calculations. Suppose you want to add two numbers, that also can be used. You enter the first number, then put a semicolon and add another second number. Now press enter. This will help you to give you the result of adding these two numbers. Okay. Similarly, if you want to subtract between two numbers, so then you need to change the only symbol. So instead of semicolon, use minus sign and enter the second digit. This will give you the exact answer. 23 minus 20, which means it's a 3. Okay. Similarly, you want to multiply, instead of minus, you need to enter asterisk mark, which will give you the exact answer of multiplication. Okay. Now, apart from multiplication, if you want to divide, put in slash and enter. It will give you the exact division. All right. So just 1 second, guys. Yeah. All right. So semicolon is used to add. All right. Minus is used to subtract. Then asterisk is used to multiply. And then slash is used to divide. These are the different symbols which will be used between the two numbers, and the DF command will be constantly used. All right. Is that clear to everyone? All right. Apart from this df command, we are moving towards our new topic. Now, before moving to the new topic, I wanted to know, is there any confusion? Is there any questions that you want to ask? Please feel free to share or ask the question so that I can start. If there's no question, then I will move to the next topic. If there is will be any question, please feel free to ask. I wanted to see the response from each one of you. I can see there are 37, 38 participants present. I can only see there is only one reply. All right, thank you so much. Uh, Now, let's move to the next topic. That's very important. So please pay attention. Now, Amadeus is used to create a booking for airlines. Okay. Now, uh, all the airlines can be booked on Amadeus. Tell me yes or no. Can I book all types of airlines on Amadeus? No, we cannot book all the types of airlines, and all the airlines cannot be booked through Amadeus. So there, that's the reason here I have given the topic, which is participating and a non-participating. So those airlines which can be booked through Amadeus are called as a participating carrier, and those airlines which cannot be booked on Amadeus are called as a non-participating carrier. Okay. So how do we find out that which of the airline is a participating carrier and which of the airline is not a non-participating carrier? So to find out such confusion, there is a command ggpca. So ggpca means go and get, PCA means participating airline. Now here you need to enter the two-letter code of an airline. Now if I enter 6E, what is the name of the airline? 6E, it's an Indigo airline. Okay. Now, if I press enter, it will give you the answer that this carrier is not a valid Amadeus participating carrier, which means we're not allowed to book, or we're not able to book the Indigo Airlines booking through Amadeus. Okay. Now, if I perform ggpca and enter UL, press enter. Now it will tell you the answer as in participating carrier. That means Sri Lankan airline is will be allowed or can be booked through Amadeus because it's a participating carrier. So now all of you understand that how do you find out which one is participating and which one is non-participating carrier? Now what is the command to find out the participating carrier? Okay, and the airline code. Okay. Now moving to the next part of the topic, that we are going to learn how to search or how to book Amadeus Airlines, Amadeus participating airlines. Now, here in the Amadeus Air search booking, that there are three subtopics given. So the first topic is timetable, the next is availability, and the third one is schedule entry. Now, let's start with the timetable. Now, why we are going to start with the timetable? Now, you all tell me, if you do not know which of the airlines operate between any particular city code or airline code, so how would you know and how would you find out those information? Tell me. Suppose there is a passenger who comes to you and asks you that, tell me, I want to go from Colombo to Singapore. But first of all, tell me which of the airlines operate between Singapore and Colombo to Singapore. Now, how will you find out? And if that airline operates, so does that airline operate regularly? Is there any weekday planning, or is there any weekends airlines operating? I want to know that information. So that information can be find out through the timetable, which will give you the slot, the flights operating, that means operational between those two airports or those two cities. Okay, so how would you find out? Through this timetable. So here it is given that in Amadeus timetable, it always display the flight operation operating during any specified 1 week period. So whenever we search the timetable for any particular sector, it will share you, or it will display you the 1 week period timetable. That means within the 1 week, within the 7 days, the number of flights, the number of airlines operating, that will be displayed here. Okay. And how will you display? What is the command to display the timetable? The command is TN. TN means timetable neutral. What is the command to find out the timetable? TN. Okay. Apart from the TN, then you need to enter the city code. Now let's enter the city code, Colombo to Singapore. Here, I simply wanted to know the list of airlines which are operating between Colombo to Singapore. Press enter. Now, this will give you the result. Didn't you see this? Any confusion, any question, TN and then city code? Now, let's read about that. What is the result displaying here and what all those means? If you do this command, it will tell you that this is an Amadeus timetable. That means I did a command, Amadeus timetable command, and this is the TN. That is the reason it's showing here is an Amadeus timetable. The command is TN that I have used. Now, till which city or which part of the country I have searched. So I have searched till Singapore, and that Singapore is a country as well as the city. That is the reason it's given here as an um, Singapore city code or a state code. Sorry, not that's state code. That's a country code. Okay, SG is that means it's Singapore's country. Now, have I entered any particular date here? Tell me, yes or no? No, but the system automatically picks the logic and it will calculate. It picks the today's date. Okay, and from today it added the next 6 days. And that is the reason I was telling you that in every timetable command, it will always display you the 1 week flight timetable. So between 27th of February to 6th of March, these are the list of airlines that are operating, and these are the list of flights that are operating on the first page. Is that clear to everyone? Yes, no? All right. Now, what is the first flight, or what is the first uh, airline that is operating between Colombo to Singapore? Tell me. That is the line number 1 given here. And now, what is the last? That is the 11th last number. Okay. So the first flight which is operating between Colombo to Singapore, that is SQ469, Singapore Airlines. And what is the flight number? 469. Okay. Everybody understood? That's the airline code and the flight number. Next, 1356. What is this 1356 means? This means the days, operational days. So as per ITA, whenever you see 1 always means Monday, and 2 means Tuesday, and then so and so on. Okay. So it means that SQ469 operates on which of all those days? Tell me. 1 means Monday, 3 means Wednesday, 5 means Friday, and then Saturday. That means Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. This SQ flight operates only on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. So, is it an weekends flight or a daily flight or weekday flight? Tell me. It's a week, or it's a particular specified days flight. So Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and sorry, Friday and Saturday. So that's the operational SQ469. That only is operating SQ469. Is that clear to everyone? Apart from this, this flight operates from Colombo. Now, here nothing is mentioned, which means that at Colombo Airport, the terminal number is not yet decided. Then this flight till reaches, that means the destination is Singapore at terminal number 0. Departure time of Colombo is 12:45, and destination, that means at Singapore, the flight arrives at 7:15. Now, you all tell me, the flight arrives at Singapore 7:15. Is it a Colombo time or a Singapore local time? That's a Singapore local time. Very nice. So this is the departure flight timing. This is the arrival flight timing. Beside that, do you see this 0? 0 means that what the types of flight. So whenever you see any flight number having 0, or sometimes you see as an E0, it means it's a non-stop flight. 0 always means that it's a non-stop flight. Okay, is that clear? Non-stop flight. So this flight is a non-stop flight. What does it mean by non-stop flight? It means that the flight is departing from Colombo and directly reaching to Singapore. In between Colombo and Singapore, there is no stopover. Okay, that means there is no stopover. That is the reason it shows as a 0. That means it's a no stopover. All right. Now, what is this 11th November to 25th of March? So every airline has to give a certain schedule that this flight number has to be operated for a certain period of time. So that is the certain period of time. That means this flight is started operating from 11th November 2022. That means the last year. And this will flight operate till 25th of March 2023. That is the operational days given here. All right. Now, apart from this is 359. This is the aircraft type. That means what type of aircraft is this? Okay. So generally there are 2 types of aircraft. Please make a note of that. Can anyone tell me what is the 2 types of aircraft? One is an Airbus and other is Boeing aircraft. Okay. So how do you justify and how do you understand that this aircraft is an Airbus or this is a Boeing aircraft? It will be very easily find out through the first digit of the aircraft type. So now whenever you see the aircraft type starts with 3, it means it's a Airbus. And whenever you see the flight type starts with an 7, it means it's a Boeing one. Is that clear to everyone? 3 means it's an Airbus and 7 means it's a Boeing aircraft. All right. Beside that, this is the total flight duration between Colombo to Singapore. That means how many hours taking to reach from Colombo to Singapore? That's a 4 hours. All right. Now, tell me at line number 2, what is the flight number? Only the flight number I wanted to know. At line number 2, tell me the flight line 302. Now tell me, this flight operates on which of the days? Tell me the days, Wednesday and Saturday. All right. Tell me the terminal number, arrival terminal number of Singapore. All right. And tell me the type of craft. What type of craft is a UL 302? It's an Airbus. Understood? All right. Now, let's focus on here at line number 3. Now, whenever, because generally you always see the 2-letter airline code and 3-digit flight number. Generally, you see that. But whenever you see the 4-digit flight number having two different airlines code given here, so that type of airline and that type of flight is called as an code share flight. What type of flight is called? It's a code share flight. So now I am going to make a note of here. There are types of flight. So the first flight is called as an non-stop flight, which we have already discussed, non-stop flight. The second flight, which we are going to discuss, is a code share flight. Guys, 1 second, let me put my laptop getting die. Give me 1 second. Whenever you see two airlines, so one airline becomes marketing airlines on operational leg. So marketing means the ticket will be booked on that airline, and operational means that the passenger will be boarded into that airline. That is called as an operational airline. So how do you find out that which one airline is the operational airline and which one airline is the marketing airline? Now, can you even tell me how do you find out through this which of the airline is a marketing airline and which airline is an operating airline or operational airline? Tell me, waiting for your response. Okay, no idea. Operational airline, all right. No worries. I'll just answer your question. Don't get confused. I will answer your question. 1 second. Here. See, if you see here, whenever you see the first airline or the first airline code, it always being the operational airline. The first airline always be a operational airline. Is that clear? And the second airline is always being the marketing airline. Now I'm going to just copy the same example here and I'm going to paste here. Now UL is the operational airline. Operational means the passenger has to sit into that flight or into that particular airline. And the second airline, JL, is the marketing airline, means the passenger has to pay to this airline. That means the payment and every details, the ticket number, that means the ticket which passenger get for that airline, JL airline. Is that clear? All right. Now, you all tell me, I'm going to just give you an example. Code share flight booked for the same here. Now, my ticket number starting with, let's take an example, 1 to 5, and then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Now, this is my ticket number. All right. And this is the same example here given. Now, passenger has to sit in which of the airline? The British Airways or the Sri Lankan Airlines? You all tell me if this is my ticket number. Tell me which of the airline is going to be used by the passenger. That means operational. Some of you said BA, some of you said UL. Now focus on here. This is the ticket. That is the reason I told you. This is the marketing airline. The passenger has not to be boarded. Is not going to board here on this British Airways. The passenger is going to board on which airline? UL airline, because this is the operational airline. Okay, which means passenger will sit into that airline. However, the second airline is the only airline which gives you the ticket number and the payment will be paid to this British Airways. Okay, is that clear to everyone? Yes or no? Yes or no? I want to see the response from each of you. Please respond. Okay, now let's direct flight. Note that topic, direct flight. Now, how do you find out that? All right, Arti, which I should explain again? Tell me, Arti, tell me ticket number. Okay, let's see here. My passenger is booked in such a flight number. Here, uh, ULBA 5702. I'm just giving an example. Okay, passenger has been booked in such type of airline. ULBA 5702. This is the way it has been written. Now, the moment you see that any flight number having a 4 digit is a code share flight. Okay. And it's whenever you see it's a code share flight, so the first airline is an operational airline and the second airline is a marketing airline. So marketing airlines means the passenger will get the ticket number. Definitely the passenger will get a ticket number. So the passenger ticket number always being start like this. 1 to 5, sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That is the ticket number of a passenger. Okay. Now, passenger will get the ticket number of a British Airways, but in which of the airline passenger is going to sit? In the UL airline. Now, the question comes, so how will I know or how will I inform to the passenger that passenger has to sit in this airline? How will I know? Right? Yes or no? Now, to find out such information, there is a command which will help you to find out the flight information, and that command is DO and enter the flight number here. Whatever the flight number that is given, you need to copy this one and enter, and then you will get the exact operational airline as well as the marketing airline. Now, what I have done one example for you. What I have done, I have copied this JL5702 and I copied and I performed the same command DO JL570. Now, the moment I did, it will give me the information flight not operating on the specified date. However, there is an alternate display. That means today the flight is not operating. Okay. However, the flight schedule has been given. The information is given here. The flight is departing from Colombo reaching Singapore. This is the arrival time of Singapore. Now, under the comment section, do you see the first example? Between Colombo to Singapore, this is a commercial duplicate flight which is operated by which airline? Sri Lankan Airlines. Between Colombo to Singapore, the aircraft owner, who is the owner of the aircraft? Sri Lankan Airlines. Okay. And what is the exact flight number that passenger has to sit? Colombo to Singapore, operational leg. Tell me the exact flight number the passenger will go and sit to reach Singapore. UL0302. So that information will be shared in such a way. Sir, your exact flight number is UL302. Please go and find out the announcement of UL0302 and you have to sit into that flight number. Okay. However, the ticket number always being a British Airways. So there will be no problem. You are allowed to board into the UL Airlines. Okay. Is that clear to everyone? Yes, no? All right. Now let's move to the next part. Now tell me, this flight number operates on which day? It only operates on Saturday. Between Colombo to Singapore, this is the flight departure, arrival. Now tell me, is it a non-stop flight or a different flight? It's a non-stop flight because between Colombo to Singapore, there is no stopover. Okay. Now tell me the craft type. What type of aircraft is this? It's an Airbus. Now you all answer my question. At line number 4, what type of flight is this? It's a code share flight. Now tell me, which one is the operating airline and which one is the marketing carrier? UL is the operating ones and AVA is the marketing one. Clear. Now tell me, passenger will ask you a question that tell me which one the exact flight number that I am going to sit or I am just going to board the flight. How do I find out that? Tell me the exact command. No, no, no. Tell me the exact command. Okay, Diksha, Madhushika, and what about others? Okay, now exactly. Now you all answer my question. I'm not going to answer this one. You have to answer that. I do BOAY 6650. Now it will give me the flight information of AY 6650. Now let's see. Now tell me, uh, which one is the operational, that means operating airline? Sri Lankan Airlines is an operating airline. And tell me the exact flight number that passenger has to set. Clear? How do you find out that information? Now moving to the next topic, that is next information. Let me do TN, not Colombo, it's Singapore to JFK. Now you all tell me at line number 2, tell me the flight number. Now here, instead of number written, it's showing as in D. What does it D stands for? D stands for daily. That means SQ06 flight operates daily. There's no any date, any specific day provided. It operates. Now tell me the terminal number at Singapore and terminal number of John F. Kennedy. All right. Now, what is the departure time at Singapore? 23:15. Now, what is the arrival time at John F. Kennedy Airport? It's New York. 11:15. Now, what does this plus one stands for? Okay, the flight is reaching to the next day. That is the reason it's given plus one.
Recording stopped.
Yes, sir.
Hello. Am I audible to everyone? Okay, there was a technical issue. That's the reason I got logged out. No worries. And I request you every time that do not leave the session if such thing happens, because there is some issue in Delhi region. There is some issue going on. So just be patient and just stay on this session. However, I'll try to just log in through some other link, through some network as well. Okay. All right. So we were discussing about the timetable. And I was sharing you the example of this one. Everybody able to see my screen? Okay, see here. So that is the reason it's +1 given. And what does this one means? What does this one stands for? What does this one stands for? It's a one-stop flight. Okay, and whenever you see such type of denotion, it means it's a direct flight. Okay, so how do you identify it's a direct? What is the difference between a direct flight and a non-stop flight? In the direct flight, the same airline and the same flight number will take the passenger to the destination. Okay, however, in the non-stop flight, there is no stopover between origin and destination. But in the direct flight, there might be one stopover between origin and destination, and that stopover could be of any reason, might be a technical reason, a refueling, halt reason. So that could be any of the reason, but that flight is called as a direct flight. Okay. Now, how do you identify that this is a direct flight? Because the same flight from Singapore to John F. Kennedy. Is that clear? And just because of this is called as a direct flight. Okay, because between John F. Kennedy, Singapore to John F. Kennedy, there is a one stopover, but that stopover could be of technical refueling, a technical reason, or refueling, or any kind of a reason which is as per the airline. That means that will be a above that airline. That could be also one of the reason that flight is going to stop there and then reach to the destination. Okay, but the okay, I'm just going to make you clear once more. See here, SQ026. This is the flight number. Okay, this flight is departing from Singapore to John F. Kennedy. Is that clear till now, Hassan? The flight departure time is also clear. Sorry, departure time and arrival time. Hassan? Yes. Now, apart from this is one stands for between Singapore to John F. Kennedy, there is a one stopover. Okay. That means between Singapore to John F. Kennedy, there is a one stopover. Yes or no? Now, how do you find out that where is the stopover? First of all, answer my question. How do you find out that where is the stopover? Because passenger might ask you a question. Do I need to deboard him myself and then board into a new airline or a new airplane? Okay, all those questions are the same thing here. Copy the same flight number through airline, open a new command, command D, and the flight number. Now, the moment you do so, it will tell you same in flight information. Here, the flight is starting from Singapore at what time? 23:50. The day is Monday. Okay, this is the equipment type. This is the estimate flight duration. Now, 13 hours 35 minutes is the estimated flight duration, which will Singapore to Frankfurt. Do you see the first stopover? That means the first technical halt or any refueling reason. The flight between Singapore to John F. Kennedy. The flight is stopping at which airport? Frankfurt Airport. That's a Frankfurt Airport. Now tell me the arrival time at Frankfurt Airport. 6:20. And tell me the departure time of Frankfurt Airport. 8:20. What is the day? Tuesday. Now, passenger might ask a question. Tell me how many hours that flight is going to land or tell me at grounded. So it's a 2 hours grounded time. Okay. Now, between Frankfurt to John F. Kennedy, what is the estimated flight duration? 8 hours 55 minutes. And from Singapore to John F. Kennedy, what is the total flight duration? 24 hours 20 minutes. Is that clear? Now, between Singapore to Frankfurt, do you see any flight number change here? Do you see the passenger change the flight number? Yes or no? No flight number changing, no airline changing. That means same aircraft, same flight number is going to take from Singapore and that means reaches to the destination John F. Kennedy. Okay, but there is one stopover between the station, and that is the it's called as an one-stop flight. You can say, or you can say it's a direct flight. What do we call it? As a direct flight. Now, and clear with that direct flight? Yes or no? And how do you identify that this is a direct flight or it's a non-stop flight? By this one. Okay. All right. Now, tell me here, do you see line number 3? Well, tell me what type of flight is this? This is not at line number 3. Look at line number 4. Leave that line number 3. This is, tell me what type of flight is this at line number 4. Right. This type of flight is called as a connecting flight. Now, this is a fourth type of, that's connecting flight. Where is the passenger is going to depart from Singapore, and tell me the destination. Kennedy, that means New York. Now, and how the airline is going to take you to Singapore, that is given here. First of all, the passenger has to board in which airline, which flight number? Tell me the flight number. JL038. That is the first flight passenger has to board at Singapore and reaches at HND. Now, can anyone tell me what is the name of an airline? That is second code or airport code. DACND. Let's. The name of the airport is Tokyo Airport. Okay. So first of all, passenger has terminal number 1 and reaches to Tokyo Airport at terminal number 3. Now again, passenger has to deboard himself and change to the different flight number here, JL006, and then board himself at Tokyo Airport and then reaches to the John F. Kennedy. So such type of flight is called as a connecting flight. Now tell me the connection. Connection is at Tokyo Airport. This passenger has to reach first of all Tokyo Airport and then reaches to the John F. Kennedy. Understood? Yes or no? Now tell me, if I tell you the flight JL308, tell me what type of flight is this? Is it a connecting flight, non-stop flight? Tell me what type of flight is this? Only this flight 90. No, Diksha, that's not a direct flight. No. Look at the highlighter. It's a non-stop flight because first of all, passenger has to board Singapore and then reaches directly to the Tokyo. There is no stopover between Singapore and Tokyo. Passenger has to Singapore and then connecting at Tokyo airport and then reaches to John F. Kennedy. And that is the reason both the airlines are called as in or treated as in connecting airlines or connecting flight. Connecting flight. This is the connection. Tell me, where is the connection between Singapore to John F. Kennedy? That's the Tokyo airport. Okay. Now look at the line number 2 with me. What type of flight is this? Set of airlines, a set of always set of different flight numbers. Do you see this? Yes, no? Now tell me at last, which one is the flight number that is connecting It's a connecting flight. Now tell me the connection. Passenger has to depart Singapore and then reaches to Taipei. That is the connection. Let me just do the DACTP and let's see the name of the airport. See here the result. That's also the Tokyo airport. Here, Taipei. That is also in Taiwan. I'm sorry, stored himself in Singapore and reaches to Taipei, that is in Taiwan, and then change the flight number and take number BR032 and reaches John F. Kennedy. So that is the reason this set of two flights are called as a connecting flight for that particular passenger. Is that clear? Hello. Now am I audible to you? Am I audible to everyone? Yes, no? Okay. All right. Now I hope everybody can see my screen. Yes, no? All right. See here. Now clear with this connecting flight? Yes or no? Is there any question till connecting flight? How many types of flights are there? Which one not clear, Hafsa? Okay, I'll just try to make you understand what the last one. That's a connecting flight.
Last one.
Yeah, sure, I understand. So if you see here at line number 6, first of all, tell me, suppose you are the passenger, and passenger, you tell me that, tell me the timetable between Singapore to New York. Now I did the same Singapore to New York. Okay. Now I found out that there is a flight number at line number 6, and there is a airline BR, and the flight number is 226, which is going from Singapore and reaching to Taipei, which is in Taiwan. All right. Now, because I searched and I wanted to go from Singapore to John F. Kennedy, that means New York, then I have to uh, leave the flight at this airport and again catch a new flight number BR032 and then reaches to John F. Kennedy. And such type of flight is called as a connecting flight because there is a connection at Taipei airport between Singapore to John F. Kennedy. Now clear, Hafsa? Yes, no? So how many types of flights are there? Generally, there are 4 types of flight. Okay, non-stop flight, code share flight, direct flight, and a connecting flight. All right. Clear to everyone? Okay. Now, whenever you see in the timetable, it shows as in D. So whenever you see D, D stands for what? Daily. That means the flight is operating on daily. And apart from D, if you see X, 1 and 2, what does it mean by X? X stands for excluding that day, exclude the particular day. Now tell me if any of the flight is stating as in flight number stating as an X12. So what does it mean? That means the flight is not operating on Monday and Tuesday. Except these 2 days, rest of the 5 days flight is operating. Okay, is that clear? And if there is something without X written, that means that flight is only operating on that day. That's the only difference with X and without X. Okay. Now tell me here at line number 7, where is the connecting flight? Tell me. Passenger to reaching John F. Kennedy, where is the connecting flight? At which airport? At some Manila airport. All right. Okay. Now everybody understood the timetable now. Still we have 5 minutes. Just give me 5 more minutes and I'll just complete my topic. Now the TN command can only used be with the date as well. Suppose the passenger said that I want to know the flight timetable from 12th of June between from 12th of June. So let me type TN 12th June and type Colombo to London. So now what will happen here? Who will tell me what will be the search result? The search result will pick the today's date or 12th of June date. Very nice. So it will not search only for the 12th of June date. Again, the TN command will always show you the 1 week timetable. So it will pick the 12th of June and it will add next 7 days. Do you see this one here? Between 12th and 19th of June, the flight timetable is displaying you here. It's a 1 week display timetable. Okay, so always the TN command will display you 1 week timetable. Okay. Clear? So TN will help you to find out the date here like this way with a date. And if you want to get the timetable of any airline specific, then what will you do? You type the same command tn date, this one, slash, what does it slash stands for? Slash will help you to find out the filtration. Now I want to search the flight for 12 between 12th of June to 19th of June, Colombo to London. A A is the airline code, and let's find out the UL. So this will only help you the timetable, Colombo to London, Sri Lankan Airlines. That means this timetable will only display you for the Sri Lankan Airlines. Now see, only displaying you the Sri Lankan Airlines timetable. So which means the TN command will give you will can be used with a date specified, with an airline specified also. Okay, if you want to specify any airline, that also can be used. If you want to specify any date, that also can be used. Okay, is that clear? Yes, no? And TN command will display the non-participating carriers as well. So when you do TN command, so it will also display those airlines which cannot be booked on Amadeus. That also can be seen here. Okay. So please make a note of that. TN command will display you the non-participating carriers as well. Okay. Now, is there any questions till now? Please tell me. If you have any questions, you can feel free to ask me any question related to the topic which we have discussed. Else, that's it for today's. Tomorrow we'll start the session by 2 o'clock. Okay, and we'll try to cover up those topics, whichever is left. All right.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you so much for joining the session. Thank you. Just we'll see you tomorrow. Somebody said direct flight. Explain me the direct flight. Aarti, it's very simple. Direct flight means a flight which is departing from its origin and reaches to the destination, but between origin and destination there is a stopover. And at the stopover there is no flight number changing. That means the same flight number, the same airline is going to take you to the destination. And that type of flight is called as a direct flight. Okay. Now I'm going to stop this sharing. Thank you so much for joining the session. I will see you tomorrow at the same time, 2 o'clock. Okay.